For as long as I can remember, I've been different. I saw, heard, and felt what others didn't. I learned that I was given these abilities to help others. I'm a spiritual medium. Death is my gift. My job? To connect you to your loved ones in spirit. Come join me on the incredible journey. I'm Pamela Teresa, medium in the raw. Ever since I can remember breathing, I was music. My first awareness of this life was the beauty of the notes that immersed my soul with emotion. From my first awareness, I knew my mission and purpose in this life was to deliver beauty through my voice and song. My dream was shattered at a young age, and I turned the music off within me. For many years, I was and felt simply dead inside. Life has a funny way of twisting and turning through the many roads we walk, and these roads always take us to the point of our divine destiny. And for me, it was the wind of change to the road less traveled. Spirit taught me that my purpose and my voice could have power in many different ways, and that it is truly the vibrational current of my soul traveling through my physical body that can deliver the same effect of healing, just as if I were singing. It was on that day of change, almost a decade ago, that my journey began, and when I truly accepted that I could find a way to heal people through the music and sound of my voice. Even now, I am blessed to use my voice to deliver words of healing to many who are grieving the loss of a loved one. I am a messenger, yet it is my voice that delivers the messages. I am thankful, and now I understand the reason why. Recently, Steve Christian and I hosted a live event for Medium in the Raw at the Alhambra Dinner Theater. Watch as this powerful read brings peace and understanding to a grieving family. What was your question?
So I have a general question that obviously pertains to us, but can a spirit be trapped somewhere? We had a recent death that was very sudden and unexpected, and then we removed ourselves from that place, and I'm really struggling to feel like that person that was so close to us is trapped there, and I don't feel for my grandmother that person is with her, and I'm really struggling. I just want to know that person's not trapped there, and maybe that would help give closure to somebody else as well.
You just said it was your grandmother, did you say?
It's my grandfather.
Oh, your grandfather.
He died very suddenly, and
So you think he's earthbound?
I don't know, and I struggle. It happened in my house, and I literally moved out the next week. I just couldn't deal with it, and she left immediately after it happened, and I just want to know that he's not trapped there. I know that sounds weird, but
no, it's not weird. It's
that, and they're struggling with that closure as well. So I just want to know.
right. No, he ain't earthbound. But there's nothing wrong with that, as a matter of fact, if it is the case. That's why I say I sure hope that we can work a good job with local haunts this season to really help people understand. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But you said this is your grandfather?
It's my husband. It's not her grandmother. It was her grandfather.
Okay.
But that's when you say not transitioned yet. I think that's a little confusing. That's what we're trying to figure out. Could it be that he is not stuck, but just having trouble transitioning, maybe? I don't know how that works.
I'm hearing that it wasn't exactly so sudden. Like he knew there was something wrong. Okay? So there's something, I see, very private, wasn't talking a lot about this, okay? All right, this is what he's saying to me. So no matter what the death process is, every time before we leave the physical, there's kind of even if your life is taken suddenly or somebody's murdered, whatever, you will know because you've been connected to other people, there's a change, there's something going on, you can see a change, so there's a connection with the other side that's happening. He's not, I'm hearing from the higher ups he's not earthbound, although I'm not really getting a connection with him right now. Do you see what I'm saying? It might be that they're protecting you and that certain information that will be coming through him will be private to you. Do you understand? So they're always going to kind of hold the energies for you as you're in this very serious grief process. So that's the difference between a medium and a psychic. A psychic will, without instruction, just boom, 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 boom. But if they tell me to hold back and pull back for a minute, that we'll talk to her quiet, on the side, then I listen to them, because there's particular information that's coming through here that would be carefully delivered.
Coming up on Medium in the Raw, powerful validations come through from the other side.
Did you accidentally put his glasses on one time?
Yes.
He's talking about that?
Yes.
Okay.
For the
It's so
longest
funny.
time, we had each other's glasses and didn't know it.
But I'm hearing from the bigwigs here that he's not earthbound. He's transitioned. He's crossed over. And that I use the word transition because it is a transitioning from one doorway to the next. We are transitioning in thought and awareness. There's so much more to do. Like, this would be a family group read, because there's a lot going on in the family. The dynamic, it's a complicated read. That's why sometimes information in front of a group won't, because it's very complicated, complex, because they're going to be talking about this person, that person, this person, that's what's going on with there, that's what happened there. Right? Does that make sense? We're getting information now, aren't we? But look to some of the other reads. Some of that information came through in that way. And also, once again, I'm feeling the left arm and a serious in the left shoulder here in connection with y'all. Okay, that's the validation on that. And did you leave your house slippers?
He left them at her house. They've been left at her house after he passed.
Okay, all right. He's talking to me about the house slippers. He's transitioned.
Okay,
He's coming through this way. And who has the red handkerchief, the red bandana, the red handkerchief? Who has that? Who had that? You have a picture with the red handkerchief. Also, too, whose mouth was burning really bad? My tongue is burning. It's like sandpaper.
His was.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is him. He's transitioned. Reads are very complicated in front of a group. Sometimes they'll have to layer up information from other reads to kind of get through to you, because it's the complexity of and the depth of what's going on here. We've got a family that well, it goes deep.
We're a mess.
Exactly. Thank you.
A hot mess.
I filter sometimes. I
That's
know.
a good word.
There's layers of this here.
Yes.
Was there adoption in the family as well?
My dad was adopted.
Okay, so there we have it. Go back to some of the other reads with the adoptions and such like that.
There's a lot of march going on.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? And how they'll layer it up, because they are going to speak sometimes with one voice, believe it or not, too. It's amazing how we could have a group of 1,000 people and still the reads would link up like that, because they have universal sight and they know that I tell people all the time, my greatest gift is I'm an idiot, that I just tell you exactly everything that they're telling me to say, so it'll fit. If I tried to use my logical mind to make this fit, this whole thing would not work, but that's what the psychic would do. They're always going to protect you in that way. Do you have a 2-year-old? Where's the 2-year-old?
I do. I have a little girl.
Okay. So allow yourself to grieve, let him go in that way. Okay, you see what I'm saying? You've not done anything wrong. Everything is in divine order. The house was meant to be left. That's fine. Okay, and this is what he's talking about. But really, it's The house is not him. He's with you.
Thank you.
Do you have that gold necklace that has the bigger chains on it? Okay.
This was his. I gave the first gift I ever gave to him. It's an Egyptian ankh.
Okay.
And on
okay.
the back, I engraved it
All
forever.
right. Well, I want you to know that I can't see a damn thing, so I did not see that there. Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Did you accidentally put his glasses on one time?
Yes.
He's talking about that?
Yes.
Okay.
For the
It's so
longest
funny.
time, we had each other's glasses and didn't know it.
He's with the Master.
Okay.
He's with Christ.
Okay.
It's okay.
I just want to say that the last day, he spent the whole afternoon laughing at her little 2-year-old.
Also, he's showing me shucking corn. For shucking corn. Coming back. Shucking corn. Something about the cornfield. Shucking.
Passed away. And
With
he was
corn?
a farmer.
With corn?
With
Okay,
corn. He
this is
raised
him.
corn.
Okay, there we go. See now? You're fine.
So what would you tell somebody who is obsessed with the grave of a departed loved one?
It's a physical place to be. When you visit the grave, you are remembering your loved one, but they're not necessarily going to be there. They will be there with you when you travel there, but they get in the car and go with you home as well. It's a place where you can remember your loved one. It's honoring them. It's the way I look at it is it's physical evidence of their existence. That's it. Recently, I had the privilege of reading a beautiful young lady named Z. She wanted to reconnect to her father, and he didn't disappoint her. Well, now, was there a separation with your parents before he passed? Because he's talking
Yes.
about that. Okay. And then also too, he's saying he's really, really sorry about that. So there was something going on, and why he's saying it this way. He's kind of fessing up as to where actually it was my doing, where the separation was. Okay. But he's really trying to help and assist your mom right now as far as what's going on, because they're showing me the bottle. The
She
antibiotics.
just got out the hospital.
Okay, yeah. So that's a trigger, her going into the hospital and things happening. It's a trigger, as we were talking about earlier, a trigger for her. You know, you'll wind up feeling like you're being flushed down a toilet when you have to deal with this. Because automatically your mind's going to go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, no, 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 not again, okay.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, there's a great connection with your father's bloodline that's important for you. Does that make sense? This is specific to you, okay, and who you are and how you fit in this world, and understanding who you are. You You might want to try your left hand a little bit because you're naturally gifted in being able to use your left hand as she uses her left. It's very interesting how you look at your mom, but you really favor your father. Right through here, the eyelids. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Okay, so that when you look into the mirror, you see that's what he's.
Yeah, my mom always says I have my father's eyes.
You do, but distinctly, the way your eyelids are. Go look at pictures of his. You'll see it. Did you used to pick up rocks just to collect them? And look inside the rocks to see what was in the rocks? Well, he's showing
He would
me
buy
this.
those rocks that had the crystals
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what he's showing me.
inside, and
Okay.
they would have them.
Okay, well he's going to use that as a breadcrumb trail for you, and he's going to put those in front of your face, and you're going to know that's him. You'll be walking down the road, well, street or sidewalk, whatever, and you'll see one, and you'll be like, whoa, and you'll pick it up, and there'll be pretty little crystals and nuggets of gold inside. He's going to do that for you. Okay, what was the month of May connected to the three of y'all?
Nobody's birthday. It's his brother's birthday.
Okay.
His very close brother.
Okay, so that's what he's talking about here. And his brother's still here, correct?
He is.
Yeah, he is.
I can't even look him in the face. He looks just like my father.
Okay, this is what your dad's talking about. You need to reconnect with that. Because that is so much a part of who you are. It's going to help you.
It's so hard.
But it's hard, but it's also going to be healing and helpful. And he knows what he's talking about. He will bring to you a certain peace that you cannot get anywhere else. Because there's something about the family tree, the genetic bloodline that's so important. You need answers to certain things, and that's, his brother has it. Okay?
They were so similar. They look so much alike. They sound exactly the same.
Okay. All right, well, it's the soul that powers the body, and so they're unique beings, but you do favor your father so much, so that's where I was like, you'll feel at home. You feel at home with your mom, but you'll feel at home with these people, he says. My tongue is burning up. Who likes the hot food?
He did.
Okay. Yeah, he's giving me a hot dose of, I'm like, I need water. It's on fire. Holy in the hot, and he wasn't kidding on the hot. It wasn't just a little bit of red pepper flakes, let me tell you.
That's so true.
So just so you know, and by the way, in PS, if your mouth starts burning, that's him. The other female that was in his life, the other female other than your mom that you knew of.
He had an ex-wife.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And it's not because there's an ex. He's like, you need to look back on that because that did create a little bit of harm in your relationship with your father. But yeah, that did. If you look at that, that might be part of the reason why there was a separation. Right on? Right on?
Yeah.
Right on. And that's why it's like, dun, well, a few of them in the background, dun, dun, dun. Now, had he been in the military? Who's the service?
Yes.
Okay, that's what he's talking about. He's like, that's proud. That's good. And bad. This is him. He's like, this is stuff where your mom would be able to talk to you about it.
It was hard for him. He couldn't even watch like war movies and things like that after.
Yeah. He said, I am really sorry for being complacent with you. I was complacent in my relationship with you. He sees it now. He's like, but yes, there was love, but there was always a bit of detached. He's like, I wasn't attached. There was a certain point to where he just couldn't be connected to anybody. And so there was just, it was like there was a wall up. You felt invisible. Why he's talking about the left hand for you an awful lot, it's layered up. And there should be a ring here.
Lost him.
Okay. All right. Maybe he can help you find it.
I hope so.
Okay.
It's one of the last things he can.
Okay. Did you just like kind of ditch somebody altogether and just say, we're done, that's it, it's over. We're not talking anymore, it's finished, period.
Yes.
Okay. Her way is so cool, man. I'll tell you what, she's like, bye. No more words.
Yeah.
Maybe not such a bad thing. Although, he follows it up with the, although, you gotta give people a little wiggle room, honey. Because your standard is so high, because you don't want to have to deal with some of what your father left behind, that you put the bar so high where it's nearly impossible for the one who's gonna try to put that ring on your finger to get it there, because one wrong burp, and okay, this is to the extreme, but this is what he's showing. He's showing that. He's like, they're not me, honey. When you head into a relationship, heads up everybody, but I am damaged and I am broken. So you're gonna have to make a lot of allowance for me and understand that sometimes I'm gonna put you in a corner and not talk to you. But when I get like that, please come back.
That is so mean.
Okay, so this is what he's talking about.